Now, SmackDown is in serious trouble as undisputed champion Roman Reigns is reportedly taking the entire summer off. Its women's division is in shambles and Raw seems to have all the talent. Join us now as we look at why the blue brand looks like it's about to implode. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out wrestlemania.co.uk and our non-wrestling channel Incredible. Now, there seems to be three reasons to think SmackDown could tank. Let's look at the reasons and how the WWE can still save it. Number 1. Roman Reigns' summer vacation. Dave Meltzer reports that undisputed world champion Roman Reigns will be off WWE television for much of the summer. That story has not been confirmed, but Meltzer noted on the Wrestling Observer Radio that "I'm trying to get more information on this, but Roman was removed from all shows. His last show is June 19th until after Labor Day. I don't know what the situation is, but he is scheduled for the 2 pay-per-view shows. I don't know what that is, whether he's doing a movie, but it is. Obviously, we already know his schedule going forward after June is going to be cut back anyway, but there will be a period where he won't even be on television because he's been removed from all the advertisements." PW Insider broke the story that Reigns was not advertised for television or live events in July and August, a story that concerned some fans following the Tribal Chief's comments at a live event hinting that he might be on his way out of the WWE. Interestingly, Reigns reportedly just signed a new WWE contract that provides a lighter schedule with fewer live events. It seems unlikely that Reigns signed the contract then suddenly informed the WWE that he needed 2 months off. But regardless, Reigns' absence could wreck SmackDown since the blue brand has been built up around him. Furthermore, there's already concern over whether Reigns will even be on the WWE's June and July pay-per-views, as it's entirely possible that he could be advertised yet fail to appear. Fans actually saw this happen before WrestleMania Backlash, as Brock Lesnar was advertised only to have his name pulled from the show, with talk the WWE even knew he wasn't going to appear. Despite these reservations, the WWE claims Roman will be a part of WWE storylines. Fightful Select's Sean Ross Sapp tweeted, "WWE sources had claimed to us that Roman Reigns was factored into their creative plans for the foreseeable future. I don't know how that bodes for reports of him having time off this summer, and we've not got that word from WWE. Whether or not Reigns will be factored into the WWE's July events Money in the Bank and SummerSlam, those being 2nd July and 30th July respectively, it'll be more difficult to book him without him appearing on WWE television. While the WWE seems to put less emphasis on promoting its premium events, Reigns has been the focus of said shows for nearly 2 years. Reigns' absence from SmackDown and occasional appearances on Raw creates a vacuum the WWE may not be able to fill. Let's face it, the blue brand has revolved around Reigns since his 2020 return at SummerSlam, and it will have to step up its promotion of other stars, something it's largely failed to do as it sacrificed many if not all of its wrestlers to put Roman over. The WWE though has another problem, as both of its world championships are around Roman's waist, a situation that now denies both Raw and SmackDown of world title matches. The WWE's short-sightedness in booking a title unification match to hype WrestleMania 38 has never been more apparent. But how can we solve the Roman Reigns problem? Well, let's assume that Roman is going to compete at the WWE's 2 summertime pay-per-views, as SummerSlam is being held in July rather than in August. The WWE could take the belt off him at Hell in a Cell or at Money in the Bank, although there's considerable confusion as to whether the WWE has changed the briefcase's rules after Cody stated that its winner gets to main event WrestleMania rather than the traditional rule of cashing it in at any time. But this at least allows them to have a world champion on its weekly television. Another option is to stage an injury angle with the WWE holding a tournament to crown an interim champion in Reigns' absence. If the WWE does keep the Undisputed Championship on Roman, it will have to work hard to elevate existing stars to the main event. The WWE has roughly a month to do this, and it needs to create bigger names from its babyface and heel rosters. This seems unlikely as the WWE has sacrificed so many wrestlers to Roman, and it would take the normally conservative WWE to make bold decisions about elevating new and veteran talents. And number 2, the women's division. Roman Reigns' absence will be sorely felt on SmackDown, but he's not the only person whose absence could deep six the blue brand. Charlotte Flair's storyline broken arm is reportedly going to take her off WWE television for an unknown amount of time, which creates a void in SmackDown's women's main event, especially amongst heels. SmackDown's women's division is weak right now, as main eventer Sasha Banks is spinning her wheels in the tag ranks, alongside fellow tag champion Naomi, a talented wrestler who could rise back to the main event with the right push. While Bayley is rumored to be coming back soon, there are no guarantees when she'll return. They have several females working as heels, including Xia Li and Shotzi Blackheart, but so far they haven't been booked in significant roles. Likewise with Natalya and Shayna Baszler, two wrestlers currently stuck in the tag ranks. For the solution? Well, bringing Bayley back would create an instant main event heel opponent for Ronda Rousey, but what if Bayley's return is delayed? The WWE could call up stars from NXT, but so far, SmackDown has failed to properly utilize its female NXT call-ups. The WWE could try pushing Shayna Baszler as a singles heel, and considering an MMA background and also friendship with Ronda Rousey, it seems like a good program on paper despite the WWE's inconsistent booking of Baszler. Finally, they could also turn Ronda Rousey heel, which might help her with her problems on the microphone and create a dominant heel champion. The third problem is losing Lacey. Another challenge SmackDown is facing is the loss of Lacey Evans, a wrestler whose departure represents how the Blue Brand's roster has been depleted and how the WWE's creative team struggle week to week. Although she's been promoted on SmackDown with weeks of vignettes highlighting Evans' struggle with adversity, rumor has it that she's been sent to Raw. The question of why the WWE would promote her for weeks on SmackDown only to move her to Raw is kind of odd, but nowhere near as odd as the rumors that Evans is going to be working as a heel after weeks of being depicted as an apparent babyface. Analyzing this situation suggests that WWE was uncertain how to book her, or that Vince McMahon just suddenly decided he didn't like her new direction. Lacey's inconsistent booking exemplifies SmackDown's mediocre booking of its roster. The promotion is sorely lacking in top stars other than perhaps Drew McIntyre, whose team lost to the Bloodline at WrestleMania Backlash when they actually should have won to build up Roman versus Drew, but part of the problem is due to Big E's injury, whose main event push was slowing down when he moved to SmackDown, but who could have easily earned it back. But the majority of it is the WWE's failure to elevate wrestlers. Part of the problem is due to the WWE's apparent insistence that everyone lose to the Bloodline, whether it's single stars like Xavier Woods and Shinsuke Nakamura or tag teams like the Viking Raiders and the New Day. Looking at the Blue Brand's roster makes it obvious that Raw has a pretty much greater array of upper card and main event performers. But what would be the solution to this? Well, one solution would be to bring in talent from the Red Brand to supplement SmackDown. However, don't expect to see an end to the brand split, as recent news stories noted that the USA Network and Fox expressed their wish to keep their respective rosters apart. The WWE could ignore its business partners and go ahead, but that's a short-term fix that ignores the need to create bigger stars on SmackDown. The good news is that the WWE has some promising prospects, including Madcap Moss, Gunther, and current Intercontinental Champion Ricochet. All three have potential to rise to the upper card and even a main event run for Gunther, but it's questionable how over they can get by this summer. One of SmackDown's main advantages is its superior writing team, which is likely due to the influence of Paul Heyman. The Blue Brand knows how to create stars and engaging storylines, but the challenge is that it tends to focus on doing this with the Bloodline's opponents, building new stars only to throw them to the side once the Usos or Roman have thrown back their challenges. It's time to use these tools for the entire roster, otherwise SmackDown could see a nosedive in the ratings. But there you have it guys, our look at how SmackDown looks to be in big trouble. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments down below. I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.